Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock on this Super Bowl Sunday night. I'm Kaylee Maritet in for Michael Sandlin. First, we want to check in with meteorologist John Birchfield. John, more winter weather headed our way.
Yeah, Kaylee, the active February storm track is going to continue, and we've got an alert day that's in effect for Wednesday night into Thursday. I know it's a couple of days away, but I just want to give you a heads up that there could be some significant travel delays, especially Thursday morning with accumulating snow and a possible wintry mix to the south of Toledo. We do have nice and quiet weather right now, and with high pressure returning, you're actually going to see a good amount of sunshine tomorrow to greet you out the door to start off your Monday. The clearing of the sky, though, has enabled temperatures to plummet. 12 degrees in Hillsdale, 19 in Adrian. Across the metro, we're looking at around 23 degrees in Wood County. Monday's forecast does feature a nice blue sky, calm and cool, mostly sunny skies with temperatures that'll be just a hair above the freezing mark. We're already tracking our next storm system that is likely to bring us accumulations and a possible wintry mix to the south. I think those impacts are going to be pretty significant, with the chance for travel disruptions and delays into your Thursday morning. Now, this week is going to bring a parade of storm systems, not just this one, but into next weekend, another pair of alert days, and that one could bring us a decent snowfall. I'll break down the timing and the impacts and how much snow you might be able to expect coming up in just a bit. Kaylee?
New tonight, WTOL 11 is learning new details about an arson investigation in Sylvania Township involving two doctors at the University of Toledo Medical Center. Andrew Campbell is a fellow in the hematology-oncology program at UT. He was placed on administrative leave without pay on December 20th after the university learned about his criminal charges. The day before being put on leave, Campbell was in court on 4 separate arson charges. He's accused of starting a fire at his home in Sylvania Township, which belongs to a different doctor at UTMC. That doctor was placed on administrative leave last month. The details on how the two doctors are connected to each other hasn't been confirmed by UT or Sylvania Township Police. We will be digging more into this story and bring you the latest updates as soon as we learn more. We have new information tonight about a Wood County crash that killed a 24-year-old from Toledo. It happened on State Route 420 near Truman Road in Troy Township. The crash killed Jaden Quinn. A manager at Allen Chevrolet Cadillac in Monroe told our team that Quinn just started a career as a salesman there. The crash happened yesterday afternoon and Quinn died today. Millions of people watched the big game tonight, and whether it was for the actual game, the ads, or maybe the halftime show, there are different reasons why people decide to tune in. Dominique O'Neill spent the day talking with some viewers in Sylvania tonight. Dom, what did they tell you?
Well, Kaylee, the fans I talked to were split on who they wanted to win the big game, but many say the musical performance at halftime is something that really caught their attention.
Go, Kansas City Refs! Go, referees!
Whether it was for the actual game,
Fly high Eagles.
And go Eagles!
I don't really care who wins the game.
the ads,
I always like the commercials, you know, and I'm kind of old school.
or the halftime show.
And I'm excited about the halftime show because of Kendrick Lamar, so I'm definitely a total girl. Halftime show and the commercials.
Yeah, I'm looking for the halftime show. I'd like to see a good entertainment and this and that. I appreciate everything that they do.
Dozens of people flocked to Frickers in Sylvania to watch the big game, a tradition some have kept throughout the years, no matter who is on the big stage.
It's an annual tradition for our family to spend time watching the Super Bowl together, and had to make it happen, so there's no better place than this to do it this year.
And for many, it's not about who they're watching, but who they're watching it with.
We're here for family, and we definitely are very excited to also be celebrating for the Super Bowl with family. That's actually kind of one of the biggest reasons as well here. It's very important to us. And go Eagles!
And the general manager of Frickers in Sylvania says overall they had a good turnout this year. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
Millions of people gravitate towards a popular Super Bowl Sunday snack, wings. And at Southside 6 in Bowling Green, thousands of them were brought in for the big game. We're talking 18,000 of them. We visited the spot in Bowling Green this morning just before the big rush. At that point, owners say they had 13,000 wings pre-ordered. Despite the volume, restaurant owners say today isn't about bringing in the big bucks.
Actually, we're losing 10 cents per wing, but I'm sure we'll make it up some other way, but it's just rewarding. It's not all about the money and the bottom line. It's about the community.
Each wing ended up costing just 39 cents. The Super Bowl demand didn't cause a shortage of wings at Southside 6 and BG, but what about that demand combined with cases of bird flu around the U.S. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Ohio leads the nation in bird flu cases, which could lead to a shortage of poultry at area meat markets. We checked in with Zavatsky's in West Toledo about their business.
Honestly, for us, it really hasn't been an issue with wings. We've been able to get anything from, whole birds to wings to whatever we have to cut, and cut all our whole wings off a whole bird. So the wings really haven't really affected any of us.
Health officials say cases in Ohio started to spike in late December. About 10 million birds have been affected. As President Trump begins a new week in office, he spent today at the Super Bowl, being the first sitting president to attend the big game. But before landing in New Orleans, he made an announcement about international tariffs. CBS News has more.
Tonight, President Donald Trump became the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. Trump says he'll announce on Monday that the United States will impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, including from Canada and Mexico.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
Trump's stop in New Orleans begins a new week as his administration undertakes a dramatic overhaul of the federal government. With the help of billionaire Elon Musk, Trump is putting multiple departments and agencies under the cost-cutting microscope. The president spoke about the initiatives, several of which are being challenged in court.
We're talking about fraud, waste, abuse, and when a president can't look for fraud and waste and abuse, we don't have a country anymore.
So far, more than 65,000 federal workers have taken the Trump administration's proposed buyout, according to the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. The administration's intense focus on USAID is sparking debate between Republicans and Democrats.
I certainly think the government is far too big, far too bloated, and we're on a path now to start to see it shrink. This is a first step only, but we're moving in the right direction.
We are seeing an executive branch that has decided that they are no longer going to abide by the Constitution in honoring Congress's role in the creation of the agencies, in their role in deciding where money is allocated.
In addition, the Trump administration reportedly has ordered the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to halt almost all of its work. That, in effect, shutters the agency that was created to protect consumers after the 2008 financial crisis and subprime mortgage lending scandal. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
A new CBS News poll finds most Americans say President Donald Trump has started his term with a positive remark from Americans overall.
Well, grab the snow shovel. I'm tracking a pair of winter storm systems that'll very likely bring us shovelable snow and a possible wintry mix. The full hour-by-hour timeline, that's coming up next.
The Philadelphia Eagles are flying high, winning Super Bowl 59 and stopping the Kansas City Chiefs from becoming the first NFL team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. CBS News has more from New Orleans.
The Philadelphia Eagles got their revenge Sunday, winning the Super Bowl 2 years after losing to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'll probably be shedding a couple happy tears tonight.
The first half was all Eagles, including an interception that cornerback Cooper DeJean brought back for a touchdown. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts dominated, while Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes got sacked multiple times.
Mahomes racing away from him.
The Chiefs put up some points in the second half, but it wasn't enough to dig out of the hole they were in. President Trump became the first sitting president to attend the event. Taylor Swift was also there to support her boyfriend, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Hip-hop superstar Kendrick Lamar headlined the halftime show with
Sit down.
special guests Samuel L. Jackson and SZA joining him.
This being New Orleans, musicians from the Big Easy were well represented before kickoff.
Of the land of the free.
Oscar and Grammy winner Jon Batiste sang the national anthem. Trombone Shorty and Harry Connick Jr. also performed. Security was extra tight following last month's terror attack on New Orleans' iconic Bourbon Street.
I felt very protected and safe.
It was a concern, but once we got here, the police presence, the military presence has been awesome.
This was the Eagles' 5th Super Bowl appearance, but only their 2nd ever victory. Danya Backus, CBS News, New Orleans.
Well, from Tom Brady to what states teams are actually from, we decided to test the Super Bowl IQ of some Toledoans downtown. Take a listen.
Can you name the 2 Toledo Rockets who will be playing in this year's game?
Kareem Hunt and oh my gosh.
No, the one's Kareem Hunt. The other one, what position does he play?
Can you name the 2 Toledo Rockets who will be playing in this year's game?
No, I cannot.
Where do the Kansas City Chiefs reside?
They're in Missouri.
Missouri.
Name 2 of the 4 NFL teams to never make a Super Bowl.
No, it'd be the Lions and the Browns.
Browns and Arizona? No, they've been there.
Detroit Lions.
And Jacksonville Jaguars? Yeah, I think it's the Jaguars, yeah. Yep. Who's another bad team?
Detroit and Cleveland.
You got it.
Detroit and Cleveland, yeah.
Okay.
Houston. Yeah, Texas. Yeah, there you go.
How many Super Bowl rings does Tom Brady have?
You got 7.
Perfect.
Yep.
Got it.
7.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, 7.
You got it.
Yeah. All right.
7. That's an easy one.
Yeah, 7, yeah.
7. Yeah, you knew that.
John, were there any you didn't know?
I don't know if I would have passed that IQ test, Kaylee. I knew that Kansas City was not, in fact, in Kansas, so that's a start. I did know the number of rings Tom Brady has. Some of those other questions, you got to be a little bit more of a hardcore NFL fan. What about you?
Born and raised a Detroit Lions fan, I unfortunately knew right away that we've never been to the Super Bowl. I thought it was maybe I didn't know about the Jaguars, though, or the Texans, so I would have failed that, too. But I do hate how quick everybody was to know that the Lions have never been, but that might change.
I think that was a pretty obvious guess, unfortunately. But maybe next year, Kaylee, the Lions will get there.
Maybe next year.
We'll see. Already looking ahead towards that next football season and already looking ahead towards our next winter storm as well. Hope you've had a great Super Bowl Sunday and weekend. We have a pair of alert day storm systems systems. The first one comes in Wednesday night. There is a good chance that we do see some significant travel delays out of this. Some of the latest data is showing a wintry mix to the south, but overall, regardless of which side of the storm you fall on, slow travel is likely. Into next weekend, another active storm is going to produce the chance for heavy snow, even though there is still a good amount of uncertainty. High pressure is going to keep the weather quiet for the next couple of days. In fact, you're going to see a good amount of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures have turned very cold, especially where the sky is turning clear. 14 in Monroe, 19 in Adrian, and 19 in Wauseon. And for folks heading home from the Super Bowl, boy, 70 degrees still down in New Orleans with a balmy evening after the game. Monday's forecast here at home, going to be chilly at 33 degrees, a light wind out of the west at 5 to 15 miles an hour, but the sunshine should brighten your Monday mood. We're already tracking that next storm system. I think the impacts could be on the higher end of the spectrum. Snow accumulations are looking likely, especially in the metro and for areas north and northwest of the river. For folks who live south of the Maumee River, that is the best chance to see a wintry mix, and Thursday travel delays and perhaps school delays will be likely. Now, it's still too early to get specific with snowfall totals, but we can use probability to express how confident we are in certain snowfall amounts. The chances of the Toledo Metro getting an inch of snow just about guaranteed. Even the chances of 2 inches or more are very high at around a 75% chance. Now, the odds of getting 3 or 4 inches of snow or more still a little bit up in the air, and that's largely dependent on how much of that wintry mix interferes. Now, keep in mind, these numbers, just that first system, next weekend likely to deliver more shovelable snow. Let's set the hour-by-hour clock into motion. There is going to be a storm Tuesday that impacts the southern Ohio Valley from Cincy back towards Washington, D.C. That is going to miss us south. Other than a couple flurries, we're not going to see anything. It's really Wednesday evening that this storm rolls through the Buckeye State. That pink color that you see south and east, that is the chance for a bit of a wintry mix. And again, it's mainly south of the river where that is going to be an impact. Into Thursday morning, travel delays with snow ending. Valentine's Day looks nice and sunny and quiet, but then next Saturday, another storm rolls through, and this one has the potential to bring heavy accumulating snow. But again, there is going to be that fine line where we could see a bit of sleet cutting into those snowfall totals. Travel forecast late Wednesday into Thursday. Snow begins late evening. A red light for that Thursday morning commute with major delays that will be possible. And into the afternoon, conditions will gradually be on the improvement. Next 4 days, we do have 48 hours of quiet weather before that storm rolls in. I've added on a PM alert Wednesday as that snow moves in and a possible mix overnight, and lingering travel impacts Thursday. It is going to be a really nice but cold Valentine's Day, 24 degrees with sunshine, and the 10-day forecast stays active into next weekend. Snow is going to be likely both Saturday and Sunday, with the best chance for a mix to the south of Toledo. It is going to turn colder on Sunday and into Monday, so we'll monitor the chance for some refreezing into Monday morning, and yet another system could be possible Tuesday into Wednesday. Kaylee?
Tonight, Israelis are being asked to turn their shock into action. Those words were printed in the longest-running newspaper in Israel following the return of the 3 hostages held by Hamas terrorists this weekend. CBS News has more.
After 16 months in Hamas captivity, it shows. Eli Sharabi embraces his brother and sister just after his release from a dungeon. His father-in-law, Pete Brisley, comparing Sharabi to how he looked before and after, was horrified.
To see the emaciated state that they've put him in, an absolute disgrace, and that was an absolute shock, and we both sat and cried. It looked as though he'd come out of a concentration camp.
Just before Sharabi was released, Hamas forced him to tell the crowds in Gaza that he was excited to be reunited with his wife and daughters. However, they were all killed during the October 7 terror attack, something Hamas knew very well. He did not find out until relatives broke the news back home. But there was good news, too. Or Levy, kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival, where Hamas killed his wife, was reunited with his 3.5-year-old son, Almog. As part of the ceasefire agreement, the Israeli military withdrew its forces from the Netzarim corridor, which split Gaza between the north and south. Scores of Palestinians were quick to flood the roads back home. They deprived us of food and water, says Mohammed, but we're still alive.
Chris Livesay, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Still ahead, Delta girls basketball is having a fantastic season, and one captain has been a big contributor to this success. Sports is up next. The Delta girls basketball team is having arguably its best season in school history. And a big reason why is senior captain Kendall Sprow. Kendall has a family history with Delta basketball, and it might be the reason for their success. Chase Bachman has the story.
Corey Sprow was one of the most important guys in the Delta community. He was a principal, the head boys basketball coach, a dad, and a husband.
He got his first job here in Delta, so this is where we came and this is where we stayed.
Very approachable, you know, he's a people person, great coach, hardworking guy.
Great teacher, great coach, his smile and his leadership.
12 years ago, Corey and his two daughters, Allie and Kendall, were on Airport Highway headed to the dentist when their car crashed. Allie had a minor brain injury and a broken ankle. Kendall broke her pelvis and her wrist.
Corey never regained consciousness.
He was 38 years old. Kendall says that feeling of losing her dad has never left.
I don't think it ever goes away, so it still definitely comes up a lot.
Kendall and her sister had to grow up fast. She was a great athlete like her dad, but in middle school, she almost stopped playing basketball.
I actually didn't want to play. My mom made me because I was too scared to play in front of people.
That's a decision that paid off. Not many people expected the Delta girls basketball team to do much this season. The preseason coaches poll had the Panthers picked to finish next to last. But when the season started, they won their first game, then their second, then their third. They started the year winning their first 18 games. It was by far the greatest start in school history.
What do you think your dad would say if he saw the team?
I don't know. I think he'd just say that he's proud of us. I think that he'd just say, way to go all out all the time. He used to say that a lot, and I think that we've definitely done that so far.
Earlier this week, the girls played Patrick Henry in what was essentially the league championship.
And Patrick Henry claims the league championship 62-44.
The Panthers ended up losing, but this entire season, they proved a lot of people wrong. Kendall's mom says a loss doesn't always mean you're defeated.
A loss isn't always bad. I think it just resets you and refocuses you.
The loss of her dad didn't defeat Kendall and her family either. Chase Bachman, WTOL 11.
The Delta girls start their state tournament run on Thursday when they play Bluffton. We'll be right back. We won't be right back. We have another story for you before we get to break. The Walleye hit the ice this afternoon for a charity game. 9 sled hockey players took part in the game with the Walleye to raise money for those with physical disabilities who participate in the sport. The sleds provide a comfortable way to sit, and the blades go underneath it to glide across the ice. Players use hockey sticks that are only 1/3 of the size of a normal stick.
It's really nice just to be somewhere where you're, not looked at differently or self-conscious because of it. So I really think it's been like a self-confidence builder throughout the years and helped with the self-esteem and stuff. Plus, he just loves sports, so it gives him a chance to play like everyone else.
All the money raised will go to Adaptive Sports Ohio.
Hey guys, this is Chase Bachman with your Sunday Sports Look Ahead. Next week is the beginning of college baseball season, and that includes the Toledo Rockets. The Rockets baseball team starts their season next Friday. The team is headed on the road to play the preseason number 12 team in the country, Oregon. Head coach Rob Reinstedel and his team are looking to build on a season where they finished 6th in the regular season standings before winning a couple of games in the MAC tournament.
Well, I think this year, is, like every year, you start out with high expectations, which I really like this group. I mean, they pitching and defense is a strength of ours, and we have a lot of talent on both sides of the baseball. I mean, our offense returns a lot of key bats, but we have a lot of depth on that mound, too. So we're really excited about the ceiling that this team has.
And that is your Sunday Sports Look Ahead. Be sure to follow WTOL 11 Sports for more throughout the week.